what this is. So as always, this is my practice sketch that I try to do as often as I can. And there's no pre-sketch with pencil. I just started with the eye, and then I just go from there. I find it easier for me to start at a point and then sketch out. I can get it more accurate than measure out the head, you know how people do that pre-sketch situation. I don't know why that seems harder for me, and going in this way is a lot easier for me to get it right. Saying that, it's still no guarantee if the sketch is gonna turn out good, you know? I never know, but that's part of art, isn't it? The unknown, you need to be comfortable with the unknown. You don't know how it's gonna all turn out. If you know, then where's the fun in it? And getting really comfortable with the unknown, I think, is really important. And I feel that we all hate not knowing so much. I do hate not knowing, and I'm learning to be okay with the now. You need to be okay with not knowing where you're going, where this sketch or your art is heading. And if you know, I feel like it's just not exciting and doesn't have the life, the aliveness that we all looking for. So what am I sketching? I painted a fawn before, and I also sketched a fawn maybe twice before this, and I find it very difficult to get the face right. So I'm hoping that this one will turn out accurate, because I'm just not used to the proportion of the fawn. I think that there's a reason why we do studies, because like even horses, the proportion of the head of the horse is so different than any other animals. So you need to kind of familiar yourself with the proportion of the animals so you can get your sketch kind of right. Yeah, so it's just practice. A lot of bad art to start out with. You want to be okay with sketching some bad ones, I think, and not think too much of it. It's just practice. This is practice. This is experimenting. This is learning, but also having fun. That's the most important thing. You want to have fun. I want to have fun. And I want to do a flip through soon, because I think I don't have that many pages left for this sketchbook. Getting really thick. And it will be exciting to see, because this sketchbook is specifically for ink. I was it like last year, end of last year, I was very excited about ink for some reason. I don't know why. I just like buying a ton of fountain pens and playing with inks and sketching, and I just fascinated by ink so much, because this is not really my medium, but I just love it. I think I love it because there's no erasing, you know? You go in, and if you make a mistake, then that's it. You're gonna live with the marks you created. And I just love that. There's some feeling of ink is just so. I started this, towards the end of last year, and I've been doing experimenting a lot with ink, and I really, really love it. I love the simplicity of ink too, because you don't have to think about a lot of supplies. It's just your pen, ink, and water, and it's just so simple. And I like the impact because I think it's the high contrast of the ink. Okay, let me see the messages here. Hi. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to make sure I get this part correctly. So this is a black and white photograph, and the background is dark, so the highlight is very light here. So I need to create, sometimes it's hard to talk and sketch. Need to concentrate a little bit here. Don't want to get it wrong. Okay, so, all right, but also I don't want to spend too long doing this. I want it to feel very intuitive. Just feel the photograph, feel the painting, feel the sketch. Don't want to overthink it. All right, where are we? Okay, I think we're gonna start the lips. Anybody else love, I wonder, anybody else love ink? Oh, okay. I think I've got the line. Oops. Okay, where are we here? I'm gonna go in and add some heaviness to the darkest area later. I don't want to do it now, just in case I need to adjust anything. But over here it's supposed to be pretty dark because side of the face. Okay. All right, let's do the other eye. I think the nostril. Okay. Okay, the neck. Okay, let's talk about something here. It's a little bit quiet. Too quiet. I think they're so cute. There's so many around my house. But where I live, we have moose, we have mountain lions, we have bears. Good thing we don't have grizzly bears, so. But where we live, we see a lot of wildlife all the time. Sometimes too often. And it's always a treat to see them. Although one time I was in my hot tub at night alone, and it's dark out, and then I heard something, and then I looked up. It was a moose that was walking up to me. It's just 20 yards away, and I was freaking out because I'm like, what if the moose attacked me? And I'm in the hot tub, I can't run, but it was just eating, just looking at me, which is funny. I can't see the face, so I don't know if it was aggressive moose or just, you know, a chill moose. Good thing he was chill. He was just eating and curious, so he was looking at me. I ran in the house and I was fine. But that was a little bit freaky because it's at night and it was too close for comfort. But yeah, they're beautiful. I love animals. They're so beautiful. All right, so now we're gonna do this side and then the ears. I think the ears is a little tricky because you don't want to make it too small or too big. I need to make sure I get the proportion right. It's really makes or break your sketch if you don't get the proportion correctly, especially if you sketch like I do without measuring. I hate measuring. Maybe I should learn. I don't know if it makes sketching easier because you know where everything's gonna be, but I don't like to do that. I just like to jump right in and sketch and wing it. And if it's bad, it's bad. It's not fun to, I don't know, measure everything out. I don't like that. I just measure with my eyes, so sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But usually it's good. Okay, make sure I get the head shape. It's about this here. And then, let's see, the eye. Does it look right? I think so. Okay, so the eyeballs. And they have a lot of lashes. Make them really cute. Did we get it right, the eye? Let's see. Yep. Okay, so now let's do this ear. I might not have enough room for the whole thing, but that's all right. They have big ears. You see it? All right, let's do it quickly. Don't need to be so detailed. So this fountain pen is the Fude nib, so I can get really fine details or thick lines. That's why I like to use it. It's convenient. I don't have to switch out different size fountain pen. Simple. Okay. Where are we? Here. Let's go in here. Oops. Color this in quickly. Don't want to waste too much time here because it's not really important. Just the ear. It's a lot of fur. Hairy. All right. Okay, where are we? Okay, so this is the darkest area. Let's color in quickly. Hmm. Okay, almost done. Just have to do this ear. Okay. here is really dark in here. Can color in quickly. Make sure don't lose the furry feel of this. Okay. So not enough space to finish the whole thing, but that's all right. So let's check this side here. Okay, I'm gonna go in and define the face now, because I didn't really go in as dark as it's supposed to be, because I just want to make sure I get it right before I commit. But it's close. So darker over here. A little bit darker over here. Okay, this is a little bit difficult here. Oops. Okay. I think I'll stop. Maybe do some highlights. Oh, too big. Not really seeing it, so let's try again. Ah. It's kind of muddy up. It's not white, it's turning gray, so I can't use this. Yeah, it's not turning white. Guess I can't really do this. It's not watercolor. Maybe I have to go in a little bit. A few times. No. Have to use